Hey everyone, it is diaperperv, and today we are going to talk about how to book a session with a pro ABDL sitter slash mommy slash diaper fantasy facilitator. I've actually got this question a lot throughout the years, so let's go through the steps from one to whatever to start this journey if you so want to experience a pro sitter. Figure out what you want out of this interaction. It's the time I want to interact with another person for my fantasies. What do you want out of it? Is it a feeling? Is it a specific fantasy? Is it a specific scene? Is it a bunch, an amalgamation of different scenes and scenarios and things? I would highly recommend going to My Vegas Nursery and looking at the slideshow I created to help you realize and write down what you want in a specific scene. I'm also just holding and kind of crinkling this diaper just to be extra today. You want to kind of narrow down, is there an opening for the scene? Do you just want someone to change your diapers? Well, you better be drinking a ton of water for that so you can wet it a lot. Do you want a messy diaper scenario or just wet? Do you want age play? Do you want regression? Do you want just a diaper lover scenario? I don't know. That's why you gotta write it down and you have to figure out exactly, well, it's hard to know what you exactly want when you've never experienced it. So maybe you just want to experience a little bit of everything, and you need to communicate that well to the person you're going to be with. Number two, you have to find one. I guess it's easier said than done. Maybe you are very active on social media and you've somehow come across a ton of pro sitters. Maybe you don't even know where to look. Please write these down. Pause the video, write them down if you need to. I'm going to list off a whole bunch starting now. ABDLmap.org. Very good resource. Fetlife.com, you probably already know that. Please join some groups that specialize in listing diaper fantasy facilitators such as ABDL Care Available, among others. There is also Stanley's site, bedwettingabdl.com. That one has some caveats, such as sometimes it's not updated very often, and there have been scammers listed on that site in the past. I remember there was one time when someone straight out just copied my listing. Just copied it word for word, except they were on the other coast and didn't say they were me, just copied it and was taking deposits while not even fulfilling it or even having a nursery. People have taken my photos and pretended to be me. It happens, and it's gonna happen, so yeah. But that site, I would look for other proof, and we're gonna go over that later. SoCalAB.250x.com is another pretty good listing site. I need to point out this kind of obvious one, but a lot of people don't do this. Do this first. Google or Bing or Yahoo search the terms ABDL mommy or ABDL nursery, ABDL babysitter, but try ABDL mommy and then your city or state and see what comes up. And let's see who's listed, who's got their own sites, and is just not listed on one of these sites. Another route you can go to dominatrixes that list ABDL as one of their things that they do or things that they offer. there is no guarantee that they will have a good understanding of it, but there are some dominatrixes who specialize more in ABDL, and they have their own site and section for that, and some may even have their own nursery or ABDL accoutrements. The best way to know if they might be good at it is number 3, research. Please do your research. There is research. Usually they will list their social medias on their site. Read their site. It's amazing how many people don't read my site, and then they ask me questions that are already answered on my FAQ or right there on the first page of my site. Read the rules. See what they offer. Usually sometimes they might have their own stores, clip stores, and or Night Flirt or other phone and Skype services. If you're not sure, before you commit to a full, 2-3 hour session and you go fly somewhere, see if they have a phone service and call them and ask them questions. Play out your fantasies. And that's what we're trying to do with the research. We're trying to see if your fantasies and what they offer is a good fit. Are they all about just innocent playtime and regression, and there is no dark age play? But dark age play is a very big part of your fantasies. Perhaps they won't be a good fit. And the thing is, you won't know until you contact them. Number 4, contact them and tell them what you're into. Some people may have a form that you need to fill out and a very extensive questionnaire. Fill it out to the best of your ability. I want someone to be honest with me and write down the entire expectations, the entire scenario. And then I can be like, you know what, we can do it, but just take out this 1 or 2 things. Or, no thank you, good luck on your search. That's it. So contact them, and usually on their site they will have their method of contact, or they will have their email. Super simple. Email them, tell them what you're looking for. Number 5, now it's time. You got a response back? They're like, yeah, it's a go. I feel good about this. You feel good about that? Do the deposit. Almost every fantasy facilitator will have a method of deposit, so do it. Oh, also in the research, look for reviews. There usually aren't a ton of reviews, but on FetLife in the ABDL Care Available group, there's a section for everyone to post and for people to post reviews, and that is a very, very good place to look for a cosigner on the person you may want to have a fantasy with. Communicate. If you're not sure, ask. It is worse when you get there and you're not sure, or you're too shy to communicate what you really want, and then you put them on the spot and say, hey, well, I really wanted anal play. Well, that wasn't pre-discussed. It is important to pre-discuss all these things. If there's an extra fee for it, if not, if it's included, just communicate. Look at their site. Read. I can't stress that enough. How many people just don't read? If you are going to be late, let them know. If something happens, let them know. Communicate. Even if you're going to be 10 minutes late. Very important. Communicate. Hey, I'm running late. This thing happened with my car. I will be there at this time. Thank you. Also, before you go, if there are special things that you need for the scenario, such as your favorite foods, you're not sure if they have baby food that is within your dietary needs, bring it. If you have your favorite stuffy, bring it. If you are a very specific size in diapers and you're not sure if they have that, bring it. If you have those things, bring it with you if you can. It's the day. Make sure to shower and just make sure that your hygiene is in great shape. Brush your teeth. Don't eat a raw onion and a can of sardines. I don't know. Just general, really good hygiene is very much appreciated. And if you do have a complicated scene, it doesn't hurt to print it out, to have pictures, to have photo captions showing the feel that you want, the pacing that you want. And people have done that with me, and I so appreciate that. If it's very complicated and there's a lot of things and elements, sometimes it's cool to print out your favorite story that has all these things, and then I can quickly read it and get the scene, get the pacing, get the overall feel for it. Good luck, have fun, communicate. And here's something else to address. What if they say yes to all these things that you requested, and you get there, you're going through the steps, and you find out, hey, this is not the scenario that you wanted. They're throwing in things. They're throwing in things that you did not consent to. I've heard of these things happening. It's okay to say a timeout. If they're safety oriented, you should have a safe word. Say yellow, say red. Say, hold on, we need to take a timeout and explain these are things that we did not consent to. I am not comfortable doing these things because we didn't previously discuss them. And I feel like that's one thing that isn't discussed enough is consent, especially with a paid scenario like this, because when you're in subspace, little space, you may feel pressured into doing things that you don't want to do, or you're not sure how to speak up. Plan with that in mind. Have a way to say, hey, time out. Or yellow. Yellow means caution. Yellow. Let's just ease back a little bit and let's regroup. I feel like sometimes littles are shy to say that or not sure if they can say that. It's okay. This is your scene. You're paying for it. So therefore you should hopefully not be put in a position where you feel pressured or something happens that puts you out of that space and puts you in a red zone. Communicate, make sure it's okay. It's okay to request a timeout. It's okay to request a stoppage if something is too intense, if you just need a break, and especially if this is not what you asked for. And I know in the past there have been a lot of people who are afraid to speak out because the sitter, the mommy, has their info, they have intimate knowledge about the person's name or where they live. And yeah, I can fully understand that. And a lot of these things aren't said. I've heard a lot of them. And they just go through with finishing the scene because they don't know what to do or they're nervous or scared to speak out. If it really isn't going the way you want it to, it's okay to stop it. I'm going to leave. This isn't what I expected. It happens. Moods change. Maybe you realize in real life you don't mesh the way you would, the ideal way you would like. Yeah. Just stop. Just stop. It's better to do that and lose some of the money rather than walk away feeling violated, feeling you were taken advantage of, or not getting the feeling that you want. out of the experience. So I hope that was helpful, and good luck. Communicate, write things down, and have fun.